welcome back to my pretend baking show. Today we are going to make tortillas. So last week my friend Amy taught us how to make tortillas from a recipe she got from Maggie in Belize. So these are Belize tortillas. So I'm gonna try it. This is the very first time I've ever tried it. So that's part of the fun of a pretend baking show, is that it's not about getting it right, it's about just trying it. So I think that might be too high, so I'm gonna turn the heat down on my cast iron pan. So I'm gonna start rolling out my dough and I'll tell you how I made it. So Amy said to start with clean hands. So she did the jazz hands, so I love that. So got my clean hands, Amy. The recipe is 1 cup plain old flour, 1/4 of a teaspoon of squished baking soda, not lumpy, very important. A pinch of salt if you don't like salt, but more if you like salt. And then she adds 1 tablespoon of canola oil, but she doesn't really measure it. I measured it because that's who I am. And then as much water as you need for it to come together. So it was, she said, 1/2 cup of water, but hold a little back because it might be too wet, which mine was definitely too wet because I'm using all-purpose flour. I don't know if that matters, but okay. So we mix it all together, kneaded it for just like a few minutes, and then let the dough sit for about 5 minutes. And now she said that you could like flip it back and forth or roll it out. So I'm rolling it out, and I've got a preheated cast iron. Yikes. It's a tortilla pan actually, and I don't know where I got this except that I grew up, my mom always had a cast iron. Actually hers was a little thinner. She had a tortilla pan. I don't know if she ever made homemade tortillas. So Mom, if you're watching, let us know in the comments if you have ever made, if you made homemade tortillas when we were little. I just remember the pan. And I have never made tortillas though, so I have the pan mostly for heating them up and for making quesadillas, and my kids actually use it for making grilled cheese sandwiches. So there you have it. Woo, exciting. So Amy said not to have the heat up too high. It's on medium high. That looks good. And she says you don't want it to be overly brown. Some pretty looking, this is pretty good, man. Except the shape. The shape is not awesome. Okay, I'm gonna say that one's done. That looks pretty good. Nice and puffy. Whew, hot, hot, hot. Okay, throw it over there. And then I made black beans today with this chili powder that is a secret ingredient. I got it when I was in Colorado last summer, in Lakewood, Colorado, with my good friends, and it makes the most delicious black beans you've ever had. So I'm gonna have a delicious burrito with these black beans I made in the Instant Pot, my homemade tortilla, and I probably shouldn't eat this on camera because it's probably gonna go everywhere, but I'm sure it'll be delicious. Thanks, Amy, for the recipe. Bye, guys.